like you. How's about you let me give you a hint, huh? I only ask for a small
favor.
In return.
I shall grant.
It is time, people. Villain review Bill Cipher, and this is gonna be a good one. I can feel it in my bones. For those who don't know, Bill is the main antagonist for the phenomenal show Gravity Falls, and he's also the most requested villain I've ever had on my channel by far. It's an important episode, and trust me, you're gonna want to watch the entire video all the way through, because let's just say there might be a puzzle hidden through the video, and the first person to crack it and, like, I don't know, type it in the comments, let's just say they're gonna be able to pick whoever they want for Villain Review 98. That's right, you find out the code, type it down below, your choice, pretty much anyone. I told you guys a month ago I'd review Bill at 2,500 subs, and you guys destroyed that goal. So first of all, thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate it. For everyone who subscribed and who watches, I really appreciate you guys. Enough talk though. How good of a villain is this triangular tyrant? Let's break him down and find out.
Flat minds in a flat world with flat dreams. I liberated my dimension, Stanford, and I'm here to liberate yours.
Just like my hatred for the rope in Bridge to Terabithia, Bill Cipher is a being that has been around for trillions of years. Originating in the second dimension, Bill hated everything about it because it was full of nothing but flat minds in a flat world with flat dreams and flat Stanleys. Not really, but he would fight some 3D Stanleys later. In order to liberate himself from this dimension, Bill would burn the entire thing to the ground, including everyone he knew, including his parents. By the way, this is a kid's show. Finding residence in the nightmare realm, Bill would learn that this dimension would also find the pooper one day and would be destroyed, and that there was this prophecy that he would merge the nightmare realm with the third dimension, also known as the one our homies Dipper and Mabel live in. Because he had no physical form, it was sort of hard to make a multi-dimensional portal, so he had to resort to being a much more friendly Freddy Krueger and visit people in their dreams. Eventually finding a helper in the form of a shaman named MODOK the Wise, Bill would have MODOK start to build a portal until MODOK found out what Bill was planning. Hey, Bill? Yeah, what's up, man? Hey, I'm gonna hit Chipotle. Do you want anything? Nah, I'm good, man. Hey, this is gonna sound like kind of random, but like, I saw what your plan is, and you're totally gonna like destroy the world, aren't you? What? No way. I would never. I'm a triangle. Come on, triangles don't do bad stuff like that. Circles though, circles. All right, I mean, don't get me started. From there, MODOK lit himself on fire to avoid Bill using him? What? Yeah, again, kids show, guys. From there, unfortunately, Bill didn't have a GLaDOS around because he really struggled to find portal builders until a young genius named Stanford Pines wandered into town looking for all the weird stuff going on in the area. Finding a shrine to Bill, Stanford would go on to summon the demon, and in a weird twist of fate, they'd actually become like homies. The two would do frequent work together, with Bill giving Stanford answers, and Bill tricking Stanford also into unknowingly building this portal for him. Unfortunately, things would get a little dicey when Stanford's research partner Fiddleford McGucket would learn of Bill's true plan, resulting in Stanford learning of Bill's true intentions also. Man, don't you just hate breakups with evil multi-dimensional dream triangles? Man, it happens to me all the time. That's actually how I described the breakup with my last girlfriend. Becoming dead set on making sure the portal was never opened again, Stanford would try to dispose of all 3 of his journals, which served as sort of the blueprint for turning on the machine. In a heated exchange with his brother Stanley, however, Stanford would get sucked into the portal for good, Bill no longer having a pawn to do his work in Gravity Falls. From there, Bill would like hide in the shadows, right, and do his schemes and buy time until a new curious researcher would enter into the town by the name of Dipper Pines, and there it is, folks. Bill's origin, you're all caught up. I'm glad the origin exists, and even though it's not revealed until like the second to last episode, I still do appreciate the fact that the show made time for it. It seems like the main motive for Bill is fulfilling this prophecy he heard of, and I'll take it. I mean, it's not bad. It's not this big, crazy, interesting origin, but for such an abstract character like Bill, a more traditional motive might not really work. Like, I don't know, imagine if Bill was like, I need revenge from my dad, and like, he's this floating around demon omnipotent triangle. It wouldn't really make sense. There's a lot here, and overall, it's pretty dang enjoyable.
Don't know when, oh I know we'll meet again some sunny
Gravity Falls is one of those shows where the entire cast of characters are all very likable, and even characters who we see in the background are given some good jokes and roles in the show. That being said, Bill is no exception to this, and he's, in my opinion, one of the most interesting characters the show has to offer. Bill isn't in the show a whole lot, but he's one of those characters that just steals every scene he's in and just episode he's in. I think one of the reasons Bill is so entertaining is because he's pretty funny, but his sense of humor is very different from the other characters. I think it actually shows that Bill is from another dimension, because all the other characters, they don't really think he's funny, but he's always cracking himself up with all the things and he thinks it's hilarious. Whether it's giving Gideon a handful of deer teeth or giving Dipper a head that never stops screaming, his weird sense of humor does a great job of making Bill feel different from all the other characters. Also, the animation for Bill is really cool, and while he might just seem like a triangle, and it's like, oh, he's just a triangle, how's that animation exciting? All the creative movements and things they do with the triangle, it brings so much energy and color to the show. As funny and entertaining as he can be, the humor sort of works as like a great Trojan horse to the darker and more twisted side of him. Just like how he tricks Stanford with his personality, on the surface, Bill is just another zany character in the world of Gravity Falls, but deep down, the dude is seriously messed up and pretty sadistic. Bill is an expert manipulator, and I love that side of him. It leads to some really cool moments with all the other characters, and I love watching him strike these deals with everyone. He also does some really dark things later on where the humor and craziness kind of become less fun and entertaining and more just dark and demented. Also, shout out to Alex Hirsch for playing Bill because he does a really good job. Alex plays a ton of characters on the show, including Grunkle Stan and Seuss, but he somehow makes Bill feel unique, and I really like that. Overall, I think Bill is a great character. He's always fantastic to see on screen, and while he does have that likable facade, deep down he's twisted enough to have some really cool villain moments.
Hey, want to hear my impression of you in about 3 seconds?
Bill has some great scenes. Let's talk about them. First off, I think a very important scene for all villains is their introduction, and the one Bill gets is actually really good. I love how he immediately establishes himself with this weird sense of humor by giving Gideon the deer teeth, and he also shows that trickster side of him which comes back into play later in the show. It's a great intro scene that sets up a whole lot more, and the next time we see him in sock opera, we're like, oh shit, it's the Triangle Man. That dude's crazy. All the stuff with Bill at the end of the show is also really cool, and as always, big respect to the villains who actually succeed. It is for a short time, but Bill actually does accomplish his goal, and I love to see him bask in his success. Like, yeah, the world's ending, but I'm like, hey, good for him, man. But good for Bill, the guy did it. I love the interactions with him and all the other characters, especially Ford, and I love the way they defeat him. With big, all-powerful villains like Bill, sometimes shows and movies very clearly depower the villain to make them easier to beat, but the way they do it in the show, it actually feels believable. There are a lot of good Bill scenes. Actually, pretty much all of the scenes are good. He's one of those characters that just, like I said, he steals every scene he's in. I do have a favorite Bill scene though, and that's when he tricks Mabel into giving him the rift. The moment, like right before the scene, Mabel and Dipper are fighting because Dipper's gonna leave Mabel to be with Ford. It's one of the show's most serious scenes, and it's a great setup to the finale. Mabel then leaves and like she's crying, and when Blendon approaches her with an offer to fix her problems, you can just tell something's off. The animation here is perfect in setting the mood, and the music is also really good as well. We then get that reveal of Blendon being possessed by Bill, and it's one of my favorite scenes in the whole show. It shows just how twisted Bill is, and that there's really no length he won't go to get what he wants. It's just a damn phenomenal scene. If you haven't seen this show, go watch it. Like, even if you think you're too old and, oh, that's a show for kids. I don't know why I said that, like I'm from the 40s, guys. Just watch the show, please. It's pretty good.
A deal's a deal, Sixer. You can't stop the bridge between our worlds from coming, but it would be fun to watch you try.
Bill Cipher does not give a single when it comes to being nice. I think some of the most evil villains are the ones that show that charismatic and friendly front only to trick and deceive the people that fall for it. That being said, why do people keep trusting him? Bill is less reliable than Peter Baelish on April Fool's Day. The cool thing about these deals though is that when Bill makes them, the person he deals with is usually so desperate they don't have any other choice. It's not only the fact that Bill tricks them, it's the fact that he takes advantage of their situation. While Bill is the type of villain to trick and mess with you mentally, we also see that in Weirdmageddon, he can do some real damage too. Bill's real goal here towards the end of the show is just to destroy stuff and make things weird. And yeah, he makes it weird. He like tortures people and makes Gideon dance for him. It's really messed up stuff. Also, like I said in the origin, Bill straight murders his parents and everyone else in the second dimension. And yeah, honestly, he's the world's most evil triangle. Bill is incredibly evil, but I love how he Trojan horses with that charisma and humor. One of my favorite aspects to him as a character is how he's able to hide that evil in a natural and believable way.
I reign supreme! Welcome one and all to Weird Mageddon!
Bill Cipher has a pretty cool origin that definitely leans into the weird abstract side of him. He doesn't have a traditional origin, and I think that's okay because it wouldn't really fit. I love his personality though, and he's incredibly entertaining. He's a funny character, but he also has that dark side that's needed in a good villain. All of his scenes are also really good, with my favorite being the one where he tricks Mabel. That's a fantastic scene. Lastly, he does some messed up junk, but I love how he's able to hide that darker side of him behind the humor to trick characters. Overall, Bill's a really good character and villain, and he's the perfect fit for an awesome show like Gravity Falls. I'm gonna give Bill Cipher an 8.5. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit subscribe because I make a new villain review every single Monday. Make sure to let me know down below in the comments what you think of Bill Cipher and who I should review next. Thank you so much for watching, and for watching all these videos if you're subscribed. If not, maybe do that. Again, first person to type the code into the comments wins their choice of villain for Villain Review 98. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Remember, reality is an illusion, the universe is a hologram. Buy gold, bye!